Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about the systems part. This is going to be what your test is going to be mostly over. And the first questions here is asking, is the point provided a solution to the given system? So it wants to know, is this point contained in both of these lines? Because if it is, that means that's the point where these two lines meet. You have a point, that means you have an x value followed by a y value. And so we want to know if these are a solution. That means we're going to take the x and y values and substitute them into the equations. So I'm going to take my first equation, which is 3, but instead of multiplying by x, I'm going to multiply by the x value of 2. That's where our x is, and then I'm going to add it to my y value, which is -2, and we want to know if that comes out to +4. 3 times 2 is 6, plus -2 means -2. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. And then we're going to check our second equation. So instead of x, it's going to be the x value of 2 minus 3. Instead of y, I'm going to take my y value of -2. And we want to know if that's going to be equal to a -4. So 2, I do my order of operations. -3 times -2 becomes a +6. So if I add 2 and 6 together, does that give me -4? And the answer is no. So this point is not the solution. Okay? So we go ahead and take a look at our next problem. Same thing. I have a point which gives me an x value along with a y value. And we're going to input them into the equations to see if we get true statements. So my first equation, instead of x, I have my x value of 3. And we are going to subtract 2 times our y value of -1. And we want to know if that's going to be equal to 5. So -2 times -1 is a +2. We want to add it to the 3 and see if that comes out to 5. And it does. So that one is a true statement. When we check the second one, so this one says 2, and we're going to multiply by the x value, which is 3, minus the y value, which is a -1, and we want to know if that comes out to a 7. So 2 times 3 is 6. Minus negative turns into a plus, and 6 plus 1 is 7, so that is true. They are both true, so that means this point is the solution. Okay, and then we have the same one for our last problem. Same thing, point means we have an x value followed by a y value, and we're going to input them in to see if we get true statements. Starting with my first equation, I have 2. I'm going to multiply by the x value of 5. Then we're going to add the y value of 2. And we want to know if that comes out to a +12. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 2, does that equal 12? Yes, it does. So the first one is good. Now we're going to check the second. The second says -3. We're going to multiply by the y value this time, which is 2, minus our x value, which is 5, and we want to know, will that come out to a -11? So -3 times 2 is -6. -6 minus 5, is that -11? Yes, yes it is. That means this point is the solution. All right, the next part, we're completing the sentences below. If the lines are blank, then there is exactly one solution. Okay, so here we're looking at, for there to be one solution, our lines have to intersect one time. So if the lines are intersecting, then there's exactly one solution. If the lines are blank, the solution set is no solution. So in order for us to have no solution, we need two lines that never touch, and we have two lines that never touch. They are called parallel. So if the lines are parallel, the solution set is no solution. The last one says if the lines are blank, all the numbers on the line are solutions. So this would be infinitely many. So this means we have a line and another line overlapping. When they overlap, that means they are the same. So if the lines are the same, all the numbers on the line are solutions. So that's our infinitely many solutions. Number 7 and 8, we're looking at the table to find the solutions. You're looking for the same y values. This is my y1, my y2, and I'm just gonna look. Here they're the same. I'm gonna make sure they're not the same anywhere else. Nope, just right there. That means this is my y value. And when you write your point, you gotta have the x value. So that is my solution for the first one, number 7. For the second one, I'm gonna look again. Where are my y values the same? Found them. So this is, the 3 is my y value. My x value is 4. Number 9 and 10 says, find a solution to the systems, use the calculator. Okay, so in your calculator, go back to our home screen. Since we have equations, we're gonna go to graphs. Y equals is the same as our f of x. So I can just go ahead and type what's after the equal sign. Enter, I get one line, tab, and I can type in my second equation. So here I can kind of see where they're crossing. I can verify it by going to Menu, Analyze Graph for option 6. Intersection is 4. We get our vertical line. I go to the left, I press that center keypad button down, and then I stroll over, and I press that center button again, and I can see my coordinates is 1, 3. They cross at 1, 3. And then number 10 here, same thing. Go ahead and clear my calculator by opening a new document. Starts with y equals, so I can go ahead and go straight to typing in 5x plus 1, enter, tab, and I can press 1 plus 5x, enter. Here I can see they are overlapping, which means they are the same line, and I can confirm that 5x, our slopes are the same, as well as our b values are the same. So they're the same line, they're overlapping. I see that on the calculator. So our solution is going to be infinitely many solutions.